Yes, everybody, welcome back to Forever United TV. I'm Adam. I'm bringing you all of your up-to-date news around Manchester United, in particular Carlos BALEBA. We're going to touch on some Jadon Sancho news as well. Obviously, Rasmus Højlund. Again, it was the midday talk on Rasmus Højlund. That seems to be the theme of the week this week, but edging closer to a move away from Manchester United. We said in the midday video what it actually meant for everything that Manchester United are doing right now, saving money on the goalkeepers, selling other players on. Is it going towards a bid? There are other reports coming out, as well as the big one this afternoon that we're going to talk about first of all, and the most important one, about that board meeting that Manchester United had regarding the Carlos BALEBA situation, which Ruben was involved in, apparently, according to these reports, and he made very clear what he wanted. It was a certain young Cameroonian midfielder from Brighton, age 21, called Carlos BALEBA. That's coming up, and from that same reports, a bid incoming for Manchester United. I am aware of the other reports from the Telegraph, though, as well, saying that Manchester United are not prepared to pay 100 million. You decide how you want to look at this. There'll be other people saying it's Manchester United skimping and scraping again. Look, we've already spent over 200 million this summer with no Champions League football. There's no skimping or scraping about what Manchester United have done this summer. They do have to move players on, and they do have to get down to business in getting that done quickly, so we can sort of confidently put this bid in. Now, United have been working on BALEBA for weeks. It's not just a week. We've only just found out about it. There's no way that Manchester United decide all of a sudden, with, what was it, 4 weeks left to go in the window. We're now down to 19 days now left in the transfer window. This, like I've said before on other shows, had momentum and had movement before we found out about it. So we're going to break that down in the show today. We're going to talk about them reports, both sides of it, and we're going to get your opinion on it in the live chat. So that's all I want from you to do. That's all I want from you to do. That's all I want you to do, is get into that live chat and give me your thoughts on this. Let's make it a bit of a fan debate again tonight on the evening show, everybody. And let's get into what's actually happening, how you see this breaking down, what you think is going to happen. And ultimately, again, do you think Manchester United will spend 100 million plus? Because sensibly, every single fan, even if you're not a Man United fan, you're looking in from the outside at this deal. You're having to look at this in a way that Brighton don't want to sell, United want the player, you're going to have to pay the premium. The premium is, of course, what everything else, what Brighton have sold every other player for from the club. The right price for them. And they can name their price because they're not willing to sell. It's up to United to test that resolve. But in this report earlier on, it came from our man Indy again. He says, in fact, I'll bring up the exact report, what he said. And you can see this online as well. Bid is imminent after board meeting. That was the headline. According to sources, Manchester United had a big board meeting on Tuesday with Ruben Amorim, and things got pretty intense. Amorim made it clear that Carlos BALEBA is a must signing for this summer. The club's credit facility is in place, so they're ready to make a move. We understand Manchester United is about to test Brighton's patience with an official bid. Now, that doesn't mean that Manchester United are going to meet Brighton's price tag for Carlos BALEBA. It does mean that Manchester United, like Ornstein has said, like Romano has said, are going to try to sign Carlos BALEBA this summer. How far they can go and how willing they're going to go might come after this bid. I honestly, I've said this before, don't feel like Manchester United are going to make a stupid bid that is going to be insulting to what everybody in world football knows it's going to take to get Carlos BALEBA over the line. That's how I see the situation. United haven't done all the groundwork to just say that they're not going to bid. Why would we be talking to the player? It doesn't matter if he hands a transfer request in. There isn't many bonuses and add-ons that Carlos BALEBA has got in his contract that are going to really affect, or be really affected, by a transfer request going in. That's what usually happens. You take away them powers as a player if you put a transfer request in. So all of your contract add-ons, your bonuses, it gets null and voided and you're done. If you put the transfer request in, that's in every player's contract, that all of them extras are gone. Simple as. You want to move, you don't get your bonuses. Done. So I don't think there's much in what Carlos BALEBA has got in his contract that's going to affect him, or is going to really dampen his moves to Manchester United. He's not going to be chasing the money. He's going to get plenty of that at Manchester United. As we've said before, he could be on 6 times as much as what he's on at Brighton right now to make this move. United have convinced BALEBA that he is a player that they want and he wants to move to United. Every single report that I see like this is saying that he only wants Manchester United, which is why United are still talking to him. I think the talking to BALEBA is done. Maybe they want him to go in and say, can we make this move happen? I don't know. No one said otherwise since that last report we read. I think it was about 4 days ago, which was that Brighton have asked Manchester United have asked BALEBA to ask Brighton to go in and put a transfer request in. And some reports also said on top of that that Carlos BALEBA is going to ask Brighton to lower the price as well. I don't see that. I really don't see that happening, but honestly, at the moment, we're in a position, again, where United are just priming themselves to go in with their opening offer. Now, we went in with an offer that didn't get accepted for Benjamin Sesko. We had to change it around. Maybe United are going to go in with the same tactics as they did then with Carlos BALEBA. And the bid is going to be 80 million. With 20 million in add-ons. I don't know how they're going to work it. It's going to come down to, I feel, what's affordable for United annually. Like I said before in the midday video, there is a story going around, which Rich Fay said before. It's in and around the 100 million full package that Brighton wants, but that is with a small add-on at the start. I still think you're going to have to break the transfer record to get him. But it's again up to Manchester United how they negotiate this deal. Like the bid, yeah, they may not want to spend 100 million. Maybe what the Telegraph is saying, which is the other report, is that Brighton have set the price on Carlos BALEBA and they want a package in and around 100 million. There's 2 reports on that today alone from different journalists. One from the Telegraph and one from Rich Fay. So, yeah, we're in and around the 100 million mark. Okay, we're getting somewhere with this. We're finding out exactly where Brighton are sitting with it. There's too many reports, and like we say, no smoke without fire. And we are getting close to knowing exactly what it's going to take. And I'm sure if we know, and reports are coming out through the media, United will already know what it's going to take to get it done. United may just come in and say, look, okay, there's that full package. Oh, we want that. But the add-ons are going to be long and they're going to be done over a certain amount of years, and we're going to get the right instalment packages that we want. We could spread it over a longer time. If Brighton do in fact want a transfer record, could Manchester United say, well, we want to spread this over 5 years then? It's a British transfer record. But then again, Brighton could also say, well, we don't want to sell him. Give it us over 3 years and pay. It's easy go either way. But what's been said, and also if you look into the Telegraph's report by Wallace and Sam Wallace and what he has said, then right at the end of it, if you look at it and the headline on his tweets, to getting everybody to go into his article, and to be honest, I think it's just a headline hitting clickbait piece where it's saying that Brighton want 100 million, but Manchester United are not willing to bid in on that this summer. So they're not willing to go to 100 million this summer is what he's saying. So basically not saying that United are out, but also at the bottom of it, but United are still in. You crafty little bleeder. Because most people will read the headline and then he's just got that little line at the bottom, but United still interested. Okay, so everything that you've just said can be completely undone if United do actually go in and make a bid for the player, which is what India said is going to happen after meetings, which, of course, if you think back, is exactly what Fabrizio Romano also said. United internally still discussing everything that could potentially make this deal happen. They are kept in contact with the player's agent, as has been said here in several reports from everybody else. You've actually got truth in what Indy's saying here, in what Romano said, and what David Ornstein said. United will try to sign Carlos BALEBA this summer. Are they going to... Do you know what? The way you think about it is, like, if we do put a bid in, if you go off what's happened this summer now already, we're going to get him. If we put the bid in, we're going to get him. Otherwise, United just don't go in for him. If they feel like they're not going to go in and embarrass themselves and chase a player with not knowing if they're going to secure him, they need to be in and around the 5 million mark or off by about 5 million or something like that to go in and chase this and negotiate hard. You're talking about a record bid for the football club in its history here. You're talking potentially a British transfer record in the offing here with this bid as well. So United are only going to move if they feel they can afford BALEBA. So if this bid goes in, they would have got some kind of word from Brighton that this is workable. And then you start the negotiations. But again, Brighton are hard negotiators. Like we've said on all the other videos so far on BALEBA. And United are going to have to go in very close at least. It's still, for me, I reckon 110 gets it done. Personally, I think that's where it's at. That's my opinion on everything. I'm only reading the reports of what everybody else has said. So both of them today have been 100 million packages for Carlos BALEBA. I just don't see Brighton going for that. I don't. It sounds like an absurd amount of money. I know you're going to turn down 100 million. Yeah. That's what it is. That's where this deal is going to take Manchester United. It's going to take them to the end of what they can financially afford. We had obviously Dean Jones talking yesterday as well, saying that Manchester United are ready to break the bank for Carlos BALEBA. There's so many different reports, but the positive reports on this transfer outweigh the negative ones for me. It's like United don't want to join the £100 million club in buying a player for that amount of money, but they're going to have to. United's valuation, or that reported of a valuation, which I don't think is true, of 70 to 80 million, that's the lad's market value is 45 million. That's what he's worth on the books. But you're never going to get that. There's the market value, and then there's the Brighton future superstar value, which is what BALEBA is. And that's what's going to get this deal done. All because, no, the lady doesn't love milk tray. All because, all because Brighton don't want to sell. That's it. That is it. And that's what it will always come down to, this transfer. Okay. BALEBA, Ornstein. Update just in right now. Going to read. Here we go. Manchester United have spoken with Carlos BALEBA about a possible transfer, discussing the club's project and ambitions. BALEBA is open to joining. That has just come out now, as I have seen it anyway. That's an aggregator talking about this. Let me just double check if Ornstein has tweeted anything on this himself. Some madness going on today. Absolute madness going on today with some deals. Like, my God, there is loads going on. Right, okay, I've not seen any seen any direct tweets, so this would have been a quote off a podcast. It does look like he was talking today on Sports Agents, and he was talking, I can't remember the guy's bleeding name now. He's a decent presenter, actually, works for the BBC as well. So, yeah, it's been talked about today, and David Ornstein is quoted as saying BALEBA wants to move to Manchester United. Right, let's move this forward and just double check on everything that's coming out right now again on this, just to make sure we are clear on everything. So yeah, they're the stories. I can see everything. The main one, the one that's grabbed most attention, obviously, is with 1.5 million impressions, is the BALEBA meeting situation that Manchester United had with Ruben Amorim, and Ruben making it crystal clear what he wants from this summer and what's left of the window, what player he's going to get. I can see my comments. I've just turned my screen on and it's gone absolute craziness in the comment section with everyone getting their thoughts in. Please, Mark Chapman, that's the one. Thank you. Yes, good presenter. I like Mark Chapman. Actually, I don't know what he's like personally, if anyone's got any bad experiences of him, but as a presenter, as a host, I don't think he's that bad. But yeah, that's who he was talking to today on the Agents Club. So that's where we're at. And I feel like the important factor in this is, after what we said this morning about Manchester United looking at making a move, then we had the reports earlier this afternoon. Could we get something tonight? Could we get something in the news tonight on Manchester United actually making a bid? There's a few different ways. Maybe United try and keep this under 100 million. They just don't want to go at 100 million mark. Maybe there is bonuses on top of this. Look, you know how creative United have been. Look at what we did with Benjamin Sesko. Benjamin Sesko deal, we had all of the add-ons, all of the fees and everything involved. We had a friendly involved in it as well. The add-ons were easy enough to get for Benjamin Sesko. 2 million in that friendly for RB Leipzig for Manchester United to turn up in and play. It's crazy like how we did that transfer. So United do have that creative element to their negotiating powers, I feel, this summer. And I think if they want a player, they go for that player, speak to him like we've seen before, get the yes. And if United make any offer at all, I'm just going to say this again one more time now before we get the comment section up. If United make any offer, or there is any tweet from Romano or from Ornstein or news breaking from them that United have bid so and so, even if it's rejected, United are in. and we know what's going to happen. We're going to go all of the way. That's the starting bid. United are not going to make anything public bid-wise unless they want the player and know they're going to get the player. We know they want him. I don't know why I even said that then. But they know that they're going to get him is what I'm saying here. If the bid goes in, then here we go. This is it. Strap yourselves in and get ready for a mad last 2.5 weeks of the transfer window as United try and bring this price into what they want to pay, fighting off the hard negotiators in Brighton. I just wouldn't mess with them. I wouldn't mess with them at all. 20 million, saving 20 million on a transfer right now with the quality of this player and how many years he's going to be at the football club just falls into complete insignificance in the importance of bringing Ruben the players that he wants. Over the importance of Ruben bringing in the players that he wants, That, I feel, is exactly where Manchester United should be fully focused on. What do Brighton want? We want the player. We're going to pay big money, but we'll be the winners because we've got that player in and he will bring us Champions League football. That's what you're looking at. Champions League football pays for everything. And then you're not even worried about the price that you've paid for any of the players this summer. Getting back into Europe, big thing for United this summer. Manchester United, I think, will give it a good go. I'm still convincing myself that with these players, United will be a lot more of a solid unit. Yeah, we'll take time to gel, and it's going to take a bit of time to put these players together and work out what each player's quality is, because they've never played together before, obviously. So this, I think, is that sticking point that may trip us up a bit at the start of the season, and people might start panicking. Tough games at the start of the season, don't forget. Obviously, we've got Arsenal on the first day of the season. We've got City, we've got Chelsea, we've got Liverpool. It is a tough one. But I think United will be competitive in every single one of them games. Still, absolutely, just on the fixtures, completely off subject there. Just going to spin this one a little bit. Really riles me that Manchester United have got to play City away and Liverpool away straight after the international break. Knowing our luck, we'll get bleeding injuries, won't we? And how many South Americans have we got in our team that are travelling a million miles? Good God, at least both of them games were on a Sunday and not on a Saturday. And we've got that extra day to prepare for them as well. So that's the only hope I've got on that there. Into the chat we go on everything that's happening. Let's get into it. Fawnstar11 says, I'd like to thank a mighty Leeds United for buying Dominic Calvert-Lewin. There's another one off the list. He's not coming to United. Again, absolute bullshit news going around about Dominic Calvert-Lewin to Manchester United. Some people even reporting on that as it getting closer. No, he's going Leeds. Thank you, Leeds. Thanks for the super chat, Fawnstar. Andreas with another one says 50% chance because of Brighton. I hope we gets him. No, I'm with you, Andreas, on that one. Also, another one from Andreas says, is he really worth 100 million plus? He is only 21 and not proven as much as Rice was. Don't know BALEBA that well, and asking what about him makes him 100 million plus. Well, this is a player that will go for 100 million next summer because Brighton will sell him for 100 million. What we're looking at here, no, probably more next summer, is a potential player, yes, potential, 2 years in the Premier League, but has absolutely bossed some of them players that you mentioned there. I remember him absolutely annihilating Declan Rice in the game down in Brighton. And he has performed at the highest level in the Premier League against the best teams. Against Manchester City, he did it. Against Arsenal, he did it as well. Liverpool also. He is an absolute baller of a player. Absolute quality, and United need to get hold of him is the answer to that question, mate. Another one from Andre says, you know me, Adam, I will still hope Onana leaves. I know you will, mate, but he's not going, sadly. Midfield and goalkeeper and top four is ours. Are we really going to say we're not going to make top four because Andre Onana is in goal for Manchester United? Is that what we're saying right now? Is that what we're saying, everybody? Is he that bad? That, I think, is something that we need to obviously take into consideration. I know, but God, it just sends shivers down your spine knowing that man is still there, doesn't it? It really is scary. It really is. Robert, thank you for the super chat, and Jace for that previous one as well. Thank you very much, everyone, on them. Right, let's get into some of the live comments again. BALEBA had Rice in his back pocket, says glory, glory, Man United. He did. I did allude to that then. You're dead right, mate. 100%. Adam, can you please go on vacation? Then everything will go smooth. We will get BALEBA and a goalkeeper. Should I go on holiday? Should I take a break? I tell you what, does a day trip count? Is that going to work? Might do something on bank holiday weekend. Maybe on the Saturday. Try and move things along. I don't know. I'll try. No, I can't afford it, man. But for the greater good, get on holiday and get these players in. I know what you all saying. Lebcon says, I watched BALEBA last season. He is an upgrade on Caicedo. Let's drop the bid of 90 million to 100 million. We have a young, a good player for the future. Definitely. Goldstone says, Don Bertram, he has missed the last 4 friendlies, picked up a knee injury in Spain 25 days ago. I think talking about BALEBA then, why he's not featured in pre-season, but he is back training with the Brighton squad now and is fit again, so that's where we're at with it. Carl in the chat also says that we ain't making top 4. You heard it here first, remember that? No, mate, I'm sorry, Carl. There's been about 5,000 people before you who said we're not making top 4. Come on, mate. Watch a few more shows. I know you're watching all of them, mate, but you definitely didn't hear it here first. Everyone has shot me down before you even come in with that one, mate. So you're not alone. You're not alone, buddy. Top 6, even with BALEBA, that can work. That central midfield won't work with Bruno in it, and Amorim won't change it. BALEBA, one-man central midfield. Here we go. Let's just see. Give it a chance, mate. Give it a chance. It might be the best thing since sliced bread. Honestly. You just don't know. And I say this again. If Nottingham Forest can do it from the brink of relegation, then Man United can do it as well. United just didn't score goals last season. Keep saying this. Manchester United with lots of rest and better strikers, better forwards who put the ball in the back of the net are going to do a lot better. And we will do a lot better this season. And it's going to make the difference. The goals will make the difference for Manchester United. We did talk about Rasmus Højlund earlier on. Romano saying it's edging ever closer to AC Milan. And of course, we brought you the news as well that AC Milan and reports around Italy now saying that they feel like this deal could be wrapped up within 2 days. Before the weekend, in fact, 48 hours, they've said that they're thinking that Rasmus Højlund will come to AC Milan. But Manchester United are trying to negotiate an obligation rather than an option buy off the back of the loan deal. So that's where the negotiations are at right now. But Romano himself has come out and said that the AC Milan are edging closer. AC Milan are moving into position to take Rasmus Højlund, and it doesn't look like it's a million miles away. We're waiting for Romano to update us from his updates on Garnacho and where we're at with that one, because he said it's at advanced stages now. So let's see what Romano says. Well, I'm hoping to hear something this week actually from Romano. Just going to double check everything. I feel like I have to check every single minute at the moment with what's going on. Let me just double check. Yeah, there's still talk, by the way, about... Ornstein was on the Athletics podcast, by the way, on BALEBA. We're still getting talk about Buddy Donnarumma at the moment as well. Like, what City are doing with 4 goalkeepers and looking at Donnarumma is crazy. It is. Just a tiny little update. Just trying to bring you all of the little snippets of news as they come out as well, so we don't miss anything. Chido Obe is with the under-21 squad for today's game versus Tamworth. Toby Collier and Harry Mass are absent ahead of the loan departures before transfer deadline day. So, again there, Stephen Railsford of the MEN there, confirming that both Mass and Collier will be loaned out and gone this summer. I think we already knew that anyway. But just to clear up as well, quickly, on the BALEBA situation, I don't think BALEBA are going to accept any Manchester United player. They don't work like that, and that's not going to happen. So just keep that in mind, and it's going to be straightforward cash, nothing else. That's it. But yeah, Rasmus Højlund is looking ever closer to the exit door. No movement on Anthony yet. I did update you earlier on. If you didn't see the video, the update on the other 3 players. We're going to talk about Sancho in a moment, actually. But the other 3 players involved from the bomb squad have been told, Garnacho, Sancho and Anthony, decide this week what you want to do. And that's from the club. The ultimatum is down, and they have to get a club, and get a club very, very fast. That's what's happening right now. And sorry, really itchy nose tonight. Jonathan, if United spend 100 million on BALEBA and it does not work out, if it doesn't work out for him, if it also does not work out for Sesko, then I don't think we can come back from that financially. Jonathan, mate, honestly, you are on the biggest downer this summer, buddy. Constantly looking at the negative, mate. What's wrong with you? You need a cuddle, don't you? You need me to come and just make you feel better. Put that positive factor back into you, don't we? I get what you're saying, but I cannot look at anything negatively at the moment for Manchester United. It's there. I just refuse to bring myself down as a United fan any more than what I was at the end of last season. And I'm looking ahead. I cannot look at it any other way. The players are there. The players are coming in. Don't swear. The bloody pain in the bum players... Oh, sod it. The pain in the arses, the knobheads, they're leaving the club. So that, I think, is the biggest positive we can take from anything. And, like, we can only judge on what we're doing in the summer. Jonathan's right in a way. Until them players turn out on the pitch, we're never going to know. We're never going to know. So let's just let this play out and let's just see where it takes Manchester United with these players. Ruben's got a lot of work to do. There is only one man that's going to suffer in all of this, which is Ruben Amorim. He needs results. And I bet there will be plenty of fans asking the question if things don't improve over the first couple of months of the season. I reckon by October we will get fans asking for Ruben to be sacked if things are not going well. Fans want instant reaction. They've given him the time last season to not accept what these players are, tell them that they had to play his game, instead of him trying to make do with what he's got and find a way of playing with him. His way or the highway. A lot of us back that, myself included. But a lot of fans are saying, well, you just took us to 15th in doing that. So now that them players are gone, and you've got your players coming in, which you have been massively backed with, we expect Ruben Amorim to be doing a lot. Carl made a point there. It's like he's not convinced by him wanting to play Bruno Fernandes in at 8. I get that comment. I get everybody who's got a problem with Bruno at 8. I do. Because his natural position is 10. And we brought in how many replacements for him in the summer? 2 quality replacements for him. And now we're trying to put Bruno and shoehorn him into the number 8 position. Look, Ruben's got a plan. But if it doesn't work out, then it will come down on Ruben Amorim. Because he has brought in players to replace Bruno Fernandes, who has been our most effective player in numbers, by playing at number 10. So yeah, the pressure is on him there. It really is. But Anthony waiting out for Betis might not work out for him. Jadon Sancho. Now, we just had a report come in from Patrick Berger from Sky Germany over there. Former player in the Premier League. He is reporting that Jadon Sancho has been offered the chance to move to Besiktas, and they were confident in doing everything they possibly could to get him in through the door. But Jadon Sancho has rejected Besiktas. He does not want to go to Turkey yet. Now, we said this yesterday. Jadon Sancho has an out this summer if he wants to take it, which is Turkey. They will pay his wages. Yesterday, we reported that Inter Milan are into the fray and they are looking at taking Jadon Sancho. We also reported yesterday that Roma are into the fray as well. So Inter Milan, Roma and Juventus all looking into Jadon Sancho at the moment. Patrick Berger did say that Dortmund's interest has cooled on Jadon Sancho though. So that is now starting to ease off. They're not as keen on him as they once was. So that's interesting again. It looks like it's Italy or Turkey for Jadon Sancho right now. But the story and the latest that we've seen reported from any of the outgoing players today, as it is right now, at 6:30, is that Jadon Sancho has rejected Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Besiktas. He wants to move to Italy. He's holding out for Juventus. But again, as I've said, every single day building up to where we are now, only if Nico Gonzalez is sold from Juventus will Jadon Sancho move there. And only will he go to Inter Milan and then pursue him if they don't get Ademola Lookman. Jadon Sancho, really, I think, out of all of the bomb squad, has probably made his mind up where he wants to go. And he's just waiting for Manchester United to complete the deal. But they're having to wait because of, yep, you guessed it, them clubs not having Jadon Sancho or a Manchester United player for that matter in their top, in the top of their list. That's just sad, isn't it? That's just the way it is. And unfortunately for Manchester United, they have to deal with that. And when you look at the situation as a whole with Jadon Sancho, I still, as I said the other day, I still stand by it. Even with the reports today, I feel confident that he's going to go. We've got plenty of options for him. There's a few clubs in for him. Someone will take him eventually. That's big money for Manchester United at this point. They will see clear water with that. Then his wages are gone. The transfer fees in. We owe nothing more on Jadon Sancho. The last we'll see of him. Gone. Forever. Thank God. But yeah, he is clinging on to Juventus at the moment. And it's getting pretty tiresome talking about him. I'm not going to beat around the bush. He's a pain in the bleeding ass, isn't he? Just sign for someone, for God's sake. But I keep saying that. And then arguing with myself that who he's going to buy him, like who actually wants him. Andrew says in the chat, I am sure this season will be a lot better and I think Amorim will be okay, but pressure is on him, not only because of the 15th place last season, but that pathetic display in the Europa Cup final. Yep, indeed, that is there. Emmanuel says, when we are going to sell Garnacho, Sancho, Anthony and Malacia, we need these funds. We do. Patrick Berger, the journalist, is not a former footballer. Is he not? I thought he was. I thought he was the same guy, Graham. But hey, look, Graham, the Oracle, has just researched that now to come back in the chat on me on that one and has told us that he's not. It's completely irrelevant to the actual point in question here, but that is Graham for you. Bless him. He is a stato, and we got to give him his credit for doing his research. Let's see, Denver Chetty says, with over 3,000 others that are watching, please like the video, hit the like button. Over 800 likes. Wow, that is mega. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you everybody already for putting the likes on the video. If you haven't, give it the thumbs up. Of course, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. We're on the march, people. We are just over 500 away from 97k now. That's mental. I think we had about 200-300 just alone today. So again, massive thank you to you all in getting us to this point. It's going to be very close in getting to that 100k before the deadline day finishes. Can we get to 100k in just over 2 weeks? That's the question now. Just under 3 weeks, just over 2. In around it, what you saying, everyone? Can we make it to 100k before September the 1st? Ooh, it's going to be close. It is going to be close the way it's going, but I'm loving it. So the excitement is building. Paid 300k a week for that plonker. Playing Nintendo. And makes me so angry. I know. It's painful, isn't it? It really is. What a waste. Oh, I just pray that Ineos... I wish that Ineos were here, or we had this structure that Ineos have brought in right now 4 or 5 years ago, before we wasted the amount of money that we have in that same time period. It's criminal what Manchester United have actually done in that time. It really is. Moving on as well. Oh my God, did you see, do I need to say anything? I'm going to mention one name in there here now, and I want the chat to give me what you think about this. But Marcus Rashford has opened up about why Manchester United are failing. I don't need to say anything, do I? I don't. And talking about the amount of managers Manchester United have had. We're in transition, but the transition didn't start. He said transition about 50 bleeding times. The transition, you have to trust. You have to trust the process. We've had so many different managers with different styles. And it was just impossible, basically, to make it. Honestly, I cannot believe this guy is actually opening his mouth and saying the things he is. Look, everyone knows my opinion on him. He forgot to mention the fact that he didn't turn up to training because he was on the piss in Belfast. Of course, he wouldn't mention that. He also didn't mention the fact that he was out partying after the Manchester Derby defeat as well. It's all about the public image. It's all about how you're being portrayed in the public eye. And I think Marcus Rashford forgets a lot of things. But look, Rashford's got his story behind the scenes. There's a lot of managers that have come in. He's right about that. And we're never going to succeed in chopping and changing managers all of the time. We're not Chelsea. We're different. And you know what? He's got a point in saying that there. But I think, again, it's like Garnacho. They're cut from the same cloth from Manchester United. They're our very own. Like, no accountability whatsoever for their own impact on what happened at Manchester United. And that's why we're moving them on. That's why Sancho, Garnacho, Rashford are all being moved on. No accountability whatsoever for what happened and their part that they played in the demise of Manchester United over the last 10 years. Absolutely criminal. Absolutely criminal. The amount of effort that they put in and the amount of bitching that came from them. I'm so glad that we're turning a page and we don't have to deal with that anymore. I'm glad that Rashford feels comfortable over there in Barcelona to say these things, because it means the end of Marcus Rashford for me. You're never going to get him back. This is why we need Ruben Amorim to succeed at Manchester United, so there's no way back for these loan players. Get through the season, Ruben. Do well, please, I beg you, because next summer we'll be able to follow through on this big plan and this big project that we're actually in the middle of right now in getting rid of the crap. We haven't got many more left. If you look, let's just say for instance right now, if we look at that starting lineup and our best starting lineup, there's hardly any of the deadwood left. I said this before, you could argue Casemiro and Maguire for different reasons because they've always been mentioned in this. They're older and their time is coming to an end. It doesn't really matter about them. Thank you for the service. You can't really argue with the professionalism of either one of them two players. I think credit to them for dealing with the stick and the crap that they've had to go through at Manchester United. I really do. But let's go through that team. So you'll have Sesko, you'll have Mbumo, you'll have Cunha, you'll have Bruno, you'll have one more midfielder alongside Agate and Mainu, which will be hopefully BALEBA. Your wing-backs are Ahmad and Dorgu. You're not sending them away. Your back-line is Yoro, De Ligt and Leacher, or Heaven, or Mazraoui. You're not getting rid of any of them. Luke Shaw, you could probably say it's time that he's moved on. And the fact that he's not in that leadership group at Manchester United tells you a lot as well, I think. Anana's another one who can go. So realistically, if we get rid of what we need to get rid of this summer, there isn't much left. I'd say maybe Shaw, Maguire and Casemiro because of their age. Anana, need I say any more? Anyone else? Some would argue Bruno, obviously. But I think Bruno will take care of himself. I actually do think that Bruno will go next summer. I think that will happen. And then you've got a completely fresh look on things. And there's nobody really jumping out from that Man United squad that you would say, get rid of him, deadwood, causing a nightmare, problem, scum. Like, look at the disrespects. All of them sorts of comments, they're gone in the wind. They're gone with the previous windows. And United, under Ineos, if you look at what we did last summer, and then what we've done this summer, and then one more, didn't we say it's going to take a few windows to get rid of the shit? So by the end of the next transfer window, Manchester United should be rid of the shit. And we can move forward with players that we all know that the majority of the fan base love, like, or have got an affection to, and are going to make a difference on the pitch. I think that's where we're going to be. But yeah, 3 years in, and they've already made that sort of impact. That's what I'm looking for. Judge them after a few years in play, I think, is what we need to do with Manchester United, and this is what we are going to do with Ineos, I feel. We are over 1,000 likes. Mega. Absolutely crazy. Thank you, everyone. The treats up. The free up front, I think that's supposed to say, says Andreas. We'll get us more early goals. Be nice to be in front in a few games, wouldn't it? Top 4, baby, says Greg. It's going to be amazing season. We deserve it. We've had an amazing window. Extra positive vibes. We've got a lot to look forward to. Another one from Greg again. Each manager tell him to walk around the pitch, as in questioning Marcus Rashford. Look, each manager's had a problem with Marcus Rashford. So, again, like, he's got no leg to stand on in this. Like when Anana said he didn't like his reduced no Champions League wages. Dude, you are the reason we are not in the Champions League. Exactly what I said, Ross, mate. Thank you, everyone there, for them super chats. Greg, Andreas and Ross, the last few that came in there. Obviously as well to everyone else who super chatted earlier on in the show. We pretty much covered most of the topics there as well. But I just want to run over everything because there has been news coming in as we have been speaking also regarding the situation with Carlos BALEBA right now. Just to clarify again, Manchester United had a board meeting yesterday, this is according to reports, in which Ruben Amorim was involved in. And we're looking at here Ruben Amorim telling Manchester United what he wants. Telling Manchester United what he needs. One midfielder away from Manchester United having an incredibly successful season. And it's going to be making all of the difference with Manchester United going forward. Then we've got the report from the Telegraph saying that Manchester United are not going to bid in and around what Brighton want this summer, which is 100 million. I'm sorry, I disagree with that, because Manchester United are also in talks with BALEBA and wouldn't go this far if we did not have an idea that we were going to get a bid in that was going to be in and around what Brighton wanted. Like, we've gone too far with it, is what I'm saying. There is also news, and it is coming out from TalkSport at the moment. Ruben Amorim admires Southampton's Matheus Fernandes, seeing him as a possible alternative to BALEBA. Do BALEBA and Fernandes even play in the same position? This is what I mean. People are throwing all sorts of names out there to grab a bit of traction for Manchester United. I'll go off what David Ornstein said tonight, just to round up the BALEBA situation. David Ornstein on the Athletic podcast on the situation right now between BALEBA and Manchester United. Brighton haven't put a price on Carlos BALEBA yet, so the stories are bollocks. So the Telegraph today and everybody else that's saying these numbers today are not right, according to Ornstein. Just quoting out what he said word for word here. Brighton haven't put a price on Carlos BALEBA yet. If that price comes and it's too high for Manchester United, then they'll presumably go away. United are still talking to Carlos BALEBA. And as always, the journalists usually find out a couple of days after. This deal is still very much alive, everybody. And don't listen to the people that are driving the negative agenda on Manchester United. We've already had a fantastic summer. We've already done amazing. And we are expecting to improve massively this season with the players that we have brought in. Take the positives of Ruben's stance on the negative Nancy's, the bomb squad. Take Ruben Amorim's stance on the players that he definitely wants and was very, very clear he wanted. He's also been very, very clear about BALEBA. Is there one more little treat for Manchester United fans to come out of this transfer window? I would say it is more likely than not, I would say, at the moment. There is a story also going around. I'm just going to read into this quickly before we finish up to bring you everything. Apparently, Manchester United have slashed the price of Anthony's asking price. According to Gimme Sports, coming to a Gimme Sport report, Ineos have made the unpalatable decision to slash the Brazilian's asking price from 82 million paid to from just 3 years ago to 30 million. Oh, I love how they actually do that in just bringing up the initial price of Anthony and then saying that we were only going to get 30 million. As news circulated in July, Anthony's asking price was set at 50 million, but that has now taken a 20 million hit. So that's the report going on. But did we not already know this? This was already going on. So yeah, I think this is just to maybe lure in the Real Betis bid again. It's like your last chance. Can you scrape together 30 million quid? It's up to you. Go for it. I don't know if they're going to do though. London with 5 memberships drops in the house. Thank you very much, my man. Absolutely love that. Robbie says with a super chat as well, if Amorim wants BALEBA, get him. Kevin says, come on, the mighty Reds. Yeah, people are feeling positive. People are feeling it. Come on. I'm trying to spread the positive vibes here to finish up the day's content, everybody. This might not be over yet. I say this every single... If you notice, when I do my evening show, I always say I might be back later. That's just... I'm manifesting things happening, honestly. I'm trying my best. I might be back later, because if I'm back later, something has happened. And if I'm ever late, or if I'm ever late and like doing a live show, I'll watch it. Because I will only do a really late show if it's really significant. So be ready to go. If anything drops and you get that notification on your screen or on your phone, tablets or anything like that, by the way, make sure that the notifications are on and you are subscribed so you get them. Then be ready. Get out of bed. Go in a quiet room. If your wife or partner's asleep in bed and it's late, get your phone out. Get in a private room. Something will be happening. So if that pops up on your phone, light shines up in the dark room or anything like that on the side of your bed, then have a quick check, make sure it's not FUTV, because if it is, then it's me talking Man United news, and it will be significant at that time of night. So, yes, right. League meeting to get to now, so I'm going to shoot off and leave you all there. But again, like I said, if anything comes, I'll be there, and I've got your news. I'll have it all covered. But as we are right now, Manchester United are waiting for that prize from Brighton. We are ready to go. Next news, I say this again, will be the yay or the nay. Let's see where it goes. Super chatters, new members, all subscribers that have joined while we're on the show, previous subscribers and mods in particular, thank you for an amazing show, everybody. Check out Match Bingo up there in the live chat as well, everyone. A brilliant game to play. I'm going to big this up tomorrow and tell you everything that's going on with Match Bingo ahead of the Arsenal game. But all you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen, Match Bingo, download the app, deposit £5, get an instant double your money on that if you're a new customer. Hit the promo code FUTV in all capitals to boost your chances of winning by 200%. Yep, that's the FUTV code. Get on that right now. It's like playing bingo in a match. That's it. Man United Arsenal. Corners, free kicks, certain minutes of goals, certain substitutes. You'll have 15 match events. All you've got to do is match them up. Get your lines, 25 quids. Get your jackpots, 300 quid. And I have won a jackpot. I can't believe it, I have. It's crazy. So has Kaz, and I think there's a few others in the chat here right now. FUTV subscribers that have also won on Match Bingo. So yes, link is in the live chat. Click on that, download the app, deposit £5, that's it. It's only £2 a card. £2 a game. There is restrictions on there, so you can't overspend as well. So it is safe. It's gamble aware. 18 plus to play, and only UK residents can play the game as well, everybody. So please do get involved. You are missing out if you are not involved. It's going to add that extra excitement, as if there wasn't enough already for the Arsenal game this weekend. We are literally counting down. It's Thursday tomorrow. I'm really tempted to actually say that the weekend's here, but it's not yet. I'm getting overexcited. Guys, I'll see you all later. Give the video a like, hit the subscribe button, and make sure that you do get your comments in below.